Hey y'all, welcome back. Well, today we're back on maintenance on the side-by-side. So it's another Honda Pioneer 1005 video. This does cover all 1000 models, 2016 to present. This is a 2018. I've had it, well, I bought it brand new. And if any of you follow Paint Life, you know I use this machine religiously. It's got over 11,000 miles on it. And then going through my second set of tires, these terabytes are holding up pretty good. But there's a video I've been meaning to do, but I didn't have time to do last year, and I've done several oil changes on this side-by-side. So this video is going to be on where I get my kit, who I get my kit from, pretty much how much it costs, and how to change the oil in this side-by-side, because it's pretty frequent. If you've got a Pioneer, you've seen that little indicator come up, and you can keep up with your hours or whatever. But it's time for oil change, so let's get started. I'll show you where I got my stuff from. Okay, so I always get my kit from Amazon. I love this kit. I was buying it from a different place before, but I'll show you what it comes with. So one of the things I love it comes with, this is Cycle Max, and there's another one I get from Earl's, but I'll put the description and link below where you can get this kit from Amazon. So these are your crush sleeve washers that go back on the two that we're going to take off. You'll have two drain plugs I'll show you in a minute underneath. This kit comes with 1, 2, 3, and then of course this is 4 quarts right here. Yeah, it's actually 4 quarts. So for your Honda Pioneer without changing the sub-oil transmission, now that's required every 2 years. I have done it on this one several times. But this time is going to be your normal oil change. So you're actually, factory Honda says you need 6.2 quarts. So you've got your 4 quarts, 5 quarts, 6 quarts, and you'll have a little bit left from this. This is the Gen 4 oil 10W30. It's what Honda recommends. A lot of people has asked me about synthetic oil and different stuff like that, like AMSOIL. I've heard good and bad on both sides, but I'm going to stick with a Honda, but just because it's done so good over the years. And this is your DCT oil filter, which I'll show you in a minute, and your regular oil filter. So all that comes in the kit. The 6 quarts, it comes with a cool little funnel, which I've got a funnel I'll use. I also got a custom drain pan. I'll put these links in the description below so you can see the oil pan I'm using, the tools I'm using, and what to do. So 6.2 quarts of oil, DCT. So now we need to get the side-by-side jacked up. Now you can do this without jacking it up. I just think it's easier, and I'm going to have to this time and get it up high so that I can show you the correct drain plugs to take out. Because if it is not a 10 or 12 millimeter, you do not need to take it out if you're not changing the sub-transmission fluid. So, or sub-oil. So let's get this thing jacked up. So of course step 1 is going to be as safe as you can be. So I've got my side-by-side up as high as I can get it for video purposes. You can do it without it, but I highly suggest you raise it up. Make sure it's scotched or setting on jack stands. And the other thing is prepare everything that you need. So I've got me a creeper to slide under here to make it a little bit easier. I do have a 10 and 12 millimeter wrench and of course socket and ratchet. And I highly recommend you get one of the low profile. These are super nice. These are PT. I'll put a link in the description below. This thing is super handy because there's 2 layers. You can use it as a pan or use it as a catch pan to drain out, and it has the oil filter holder on the back to finish draining it. 3 wheels, rolls in, locking, very easy to slide up under a side-by-side. Must have for Honda Pioneer. So I'll put the description below for this one or one like it if there is one cheaper, but this thing has been super useful so far. So we'll get under side by side and I'll show you which drain plugs to drain. One's going to be for the tank and one's going to be for the engine. Okay, now I'm laying under the side by side. You're facing to the rear, front's that way. So you're going to notice these 2 tombstone shaped holes. You'll see there's 2 of them. The one in the front is a big nut. I think that's a 16 or 17 millimeter. You want to stay away from that one. Don't go to the front of the side-by-side. You want to actually come to the second one, which is towards the, which is this one right here. Kind of looks like a tombstone. This is the one you want to go to. This is a 12 millimeter. Then there will be one more at the bottom. Turn around here. That is right in this oval shaped one. So if a 10 or a 12 won't fit, don't loosen it unless you're doing the sub transmission. This is the sub transmission, the big one. We want to stay away from that. We're going to go to the second to the back. This is the back of skid plate, and the one right here. They're going to be right under the tanks. So you're going to be able to get a 12 millimeter wrench on this one, and this is one that does have the crush sleeve. So we're going to go ahead. Okay, so this drain plug is being pointed towards the driver's side. You'll want to get your 12 millimeter. Break this one loose. Put your drain plan in place. I do suggest that you wear gloves. I usually do. I actually forgot before I got under here. So we're going to take this all the way out. Got lucky. And then with this tray, you can just set your bolt there on top. Don't have to worry about it. So while that one's draining, now this is both of them are 12s. So we're going to go right here. Go ahead. Break this one loose. Yeah. And let both of them drain. Give them a few minutes for both of them to drain, and then we'll be able to put them back in and fill them back up. This pan is a necessity to buy. All right, now that they both have drained, we're gonna put them back. Put the new crush washers on, which I done put them on my bolts. If yours ain't wore, you don't have to change them. You can put these up from the kit if you want, but I highly recommend that you change them. Take your 12 millimeter on your front one, because that's the one you took out first. Tighten it up. It's supposed to be 9 foot-pounds, but human can do 30 foot-pounds or 25 foot-pounds, something like that. So believe me, we're getting them more than tight enough. All right, so there's the front one in. So we're gonna get the back one with the new crush sleeve. Go ahead. And put this one on. Which this will be with a ratchet. We'll slide that out of the way. Make sure we ain't got everything cleaned up in here. Okay, clean this up best we can. We got a lot of oil smell, and that's it for the bottom. Now, located at the rear wheel under your bed, you can see there is 2 oil filter. There is your top one is labeled engine, and your bottom one is the DCT. So this one, I'll have to probably scoot around a little bit if you can see both of them. There we go. As you can tell, this one says DCT on it. It's written right there. And that top one is for your engine oil. So you're going to need a 10 millimeter ratchet, extension, and socket, and take them off and go ahead and move your drain pan that you've been using directly under them, and we're going to let them drain. And you got to remember to watch for the to make sure you get your springs. So I'll show you how to pull these out. Yep. I would also recommend that you probably wash your side-by-side before you try doing this, because it is hard to do when it's nasty. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen them all up. And now that one, I think last time I had to use a wrench. No, just a ratchet without an extension. There it goes. Ratchet without extensions. How I done it. And don't drop these bolts in your oil. Pull them out. Now, as you can see, they're all three the same length. Just set them up here where they won't fall into the oil pan, because that happened to me the last time. I had to fish them out. Okay, and as you can tell, these are the same length, so you have no worry of any of these getting lost or moved around. Okay, the bottom just popped off that itself. The cover spring pushed it off, so you probably need to make sure you got your rag to clean up, and you are gonna get some oil in your frame. That's just a bad design for Honda of where for that oil to go, so it gets all in the bottom of your skid plate. I almost bored another spot in mine for the oil to drain, but I just haven't done it yet. Now, you want to clean it up. They do have a factory O-ring. Check that O-ring. Make sure you leave a little oil on it where it's easier to slip in and out. DCT part goes up. As you can see, this is DCT. So we're going to set that out of the way. We're going to get that spring. Make sure you don't lose that spring. Set it in the cap. And then we're going to take this oil filter out. Now, sometimes these pop right out. No problem. But it looks like we're going to have a screwdriver, or in this case, a Kershaw. Hopefully that'll pull it out. There it goes. So you're going to take, that's going to be your small oil filter. As you can see, it's the little one. Set it in a pan. Now you can do this one of two ways. At this point, I would go ahead and let's just put the bottom back together. So that is the factory. If you don't want to buy the kit I'm buying, that is the factory Honda number and the filter you're going to need for the DCT. So as you can see, there's a rubber grommeted side and there's a side for your spring. You're going to put the rubber grommet on that sleeve right there. You're going to take your cap, like I said, it said DCT on it, and your spring is going to sit right there. Now, this can get a little cramped, so I always like to get one of my bolts ready, and then I go on, push in, turn, and put it loose, because that spring will fight you. If you can get just one started, you're good to go. Just like that right there. So just a little hint for messing with these things a lot. You got to get one bolt going. Keep that spring centered. And then you should be able to get your second one started, snap it in place, and thread it in. And get your socket and extension. I like to take and just run mine in hand tight, just like so. That way the spring is collapsed, you're in the pin, everything's good. So we're going to leave that, we're not going to torque that right now. Now we're going to pull the top one off. Now if it won't come off, you'll need a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, or like I said, a knife. And in this case, this one feels like it's going to come off. And of course, it fell down inside there. Same situation. Make sure your oil pan is where it needs to be. And I'll show you when I clean this up, where this one says engine at your top. And I like to clean them up real good before I put them back on. Wipe the excess oil. Make sure ain't no dirt from touching, falling down in there. So, falling down in your skid plate. So you want a good seal, so make sure the seal looks good. All right, that's your engine cover. Set it up here out of the way. Go ahead and pull your spring, and usually it will pull the filter out with it, because it's a lot better spring, a lot bigger spring, and it goes on. As you can see, it's got a lip made on it. And of course it says outside towards cover. So we're gonna set that filter there. Now, this will be the part number. If you don't order the kit that I'm putting, this is your top part number, and this is a genuine Honda. That's what I love about these Amazon kits. I can get them with oil cheaper than I can through Honda. Put that on rubber side in. I've got my spring is loaded in my cap. Set that on. Engine, ENG up. I like to start with this bolt. And then you're going to want to try your best. Whoop. There you go. To square this thing up just like this and push straight. Ah, it moved. Yep. Actually, sometimes this will seal off without getting the bolt started. Let's go ahead and try that. Get that one on there. Okay. And I'll put this bolt right here in. Okay, we got that one started. So we'll go ahead and put our other two in. Now sometimes it'll hold on the O-ring itself, which is handy when it does do it, but it don't always do it. All right. Now, go ahead and run these in. I like to run them in hand tight just to make sure, because a lot of people put a electric ratchet or whatever on them. I'm not big on doing that on these bolts. Okay, now take a ratchet and we're going to go ahead, and these are supposed to be the same as the other one. 9 foot-pounds of torque. You can check them if you want, but a human, just don't strip these things out. These blocks are aluminum. They don't need to be torqued. That's what the O-rings are for. They don't need to be over torqued. So just a good snug. Yep. And then just a ratchet and socket. Rinse the rest away with your fingers. Just like so. Okay. That is that. Now, of course, you got a mess under here. So you're going to have to try to wipe it down. And there's a lot that's in that engine compartment, as you can see. It's down inside there. So what I like to do, I like to just wipe all this off, get it good and clean. And then when I pull my side-by-side outside, I spray a little bit of degreaser down the bottom and hose it out. Outside, away out of the garage. So don't hurt to spray the motor down either. So anyway, just wipe off the excess oil. and then we can set it down on the ground. This panel here has to come out. So you can get a screwdriver, you can use your fingernail and push these little pins in. It don't have it 2 or 3. You got one that usually most everybody don't put back in. I'm gonna take this cover off. I'm missing one. So there's the cover. We're wanting to get to this dipstick right here. It's our fill tube. We're gonna take this loose. Now, we're supposed to have 6.1 or 6.2. I think it's 6.2. So I bought an oil filter just for that, or an oil funnel just for this. I like to use this kind right here. It's easy because it goes against the air box and you don't have to worry when you're putting your oil in and it's rough on your back. I'm gonna start with, this is 4 quarts right here. There's 4. Number 5. Number 6. So this one is only supposed to be 0.2. Or I'm sorry, going to be right at 24 ounces. All right, we're at it. So now we'll take this out, set to the side, put this back in, and then we're going to crank our side by side and then check our oil. Okay, now I have let the side by side run for a few minutes, let it get all the oil everywhere, make sure I had no leaks anywhere. There's no drips. My DCT and my engine cover both are not leaking. Neither are my drain plugs. So now we're going to let it sit here for a second. I'm going to bring you to this side and show you where to check the oil to make sure it's right where it needs to be. So now where you check your oil is this little cover right here. If you flip this back, there's your engine dipstick. So you take it out, get out of y'all's way. That's your dipstick. And you're gonna want it, let me back it up. You want it between your 2 hash marks. So wipe everything down. We're just gonna take and open this. Put the dipstick back in there, let it go to the bottom, now screwing it in and bring it back out. And we need just to add just a little bit more. Okay, now we install the cover. So I'm missing a pin on this one, I've got to get a new one. What you're going to do, you're just going to push this back out just like that, and this one the same way. Let me get it right where you can see it. Just pop it back out. Like I said, I broke that one and that one's gone, so I had to get some replacements. They're easily replaced, but we're going to put this cover where it says no step back on, just like that, and push the pins back down. Pop it back in place, make sure it rests right, push that back down, snap, and snap. And that's done. Clean up any residue that you might have spilt on the side by side the best you can. And that's it. So as you can see, my service light is on. So to do this, it's going to take both hands. Get stirred right. We are going to turn switch off, hold the button, turn the switch on, that's flashing, and reset. So you hold it down until it quits flashing, or until it disappears, and let off of it. Shut your switch off. Shut your switch back on. Voila. Well, that's it. It's that simple. So that's all the steps you need to do it. I did a maintenance on the brakes before this video. The brakes are super simple on these, and the oil changes are a little bit more hectic. But just remember, as long as you've got a 10 millimeter, a 12 millimeter, and you've got everything you need and be prepared, you can do this on your own. If you order this kit, it's going to come with everything you need. You'll have just the right amount of oil with a little bit left over that you can carry in your side-by-side or whatever you need to do. But I highly recommend these kits. They come with genuine Honda filters. They come with genuine washers. Come with a little funnel. And they come with the right amount. Now, we'll do a video next round when I do an oil change. We'll be doing sub-oil change and probably front and back differential change. So that'll be coming down the road. There's no need to do it right now. I'll be looking for it in the future. But I would like to say that, thank you to everybody that's been patient through the hunting season. Some people are just here for the Pioneer videos, and some people here just for the hunt, and some people here for both. So you're still going to get your Pioneer videos. There might be a future purchase in the next 2 years. I am considering of doing maybe getting a 6-seater with all the grandkids coming on. Now they all want to hunt. I got to have a little more room. But the Pioneer ain't going nowhere. This has been a trooper since 2018, and we'll continue to keep it here, whether Kim or whoever uses it or I use it when I ain't got the grandkids. But there'll be more videos to come. Another video down the road that I want you to be watching for if you're on a Pioneer playlist or on the Pioneer side, is I will be taking that stock radio, that radio that I put in it. I'll be changing my whole switch panel back out, and I'm going to completely redo it and put a new battery on the true dual battery system with a true cutoff and possibly a heater. I've got a heater that's come in and the switch come in to put in this, so possibly be a heater this summer or next winter before deer season. But anyway, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe and like. Don't forget to tap that bell for notification, not miss a video that comes out. And like I said, all links are in the description below for stuff that I use that you can go straight on Amazon, click, and get it sent to your door. Especially if you're a Prime member, you get free shipping on most of it. So anyway, as always, we've got to clean up. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video. See you.